Alright, so we're just playing game 2. I'm playing against Chris. He's playing a Lizardmen with Dwarves. The objective is that he is bringing his halflings over onto my table side, so I have to stop him. And so Chris has a unit of Temple Guard with a slant in it, a grudge thrower, a cannon. I can't remember what those dwarves were. Blockosaurus with Scarvet in there, Ancient Stegodon, Salamander, 12 skinks, another salamander, and then another unit of 12 skinks, and there's a halfling on that side. And on my side, I have 2 units of dogs, my Vargeists, Terrorgeist, Harpies, my 2 units of ghosts, Graveguard, 2 units of zombies, with my general and level 1 in there, Terrorgeist, there's my Dark Elves, and Skeletons. And so he's coming at me turn 1. I believe I'm defender, so I get the last turn. Alright, so we just finished Lizardman turn 1. No charges. All of his guys just kind of moved up. Just more guys moving up. Halfling came over to this side to get away from the dogs. In the magic phase, I dispelled Throne of Vines, and then he dwellered off like 24 skeletons there. And then the only thing else he casted was Flesh to Stone on his Temple Guard there, so I just let that go off. In the shooting phase, his Grudge Thrower shot at my Terrorgeist, failing to wound. He rolled the 1, and the cannon killed 3 Graveguard and 3 zombies. So we're off to Vampire Counts turn 1. Alright, so we just finished Vampire Counts turn 1. No charges. I just kind of moved everything up a bit. Everything's just moving up as far as I can go. Terrorgeist flew over to there. Dogs are kind of just holding off that flank. And the Harpies just came up here to try and get a flea off there. In the magic phase, nothing happened. My level 4 failed to cast, and then my Dark Elf was having to get rid of 6s. My Terrorgeist rolled a 3 to do 3 wounds to those skinks, and that's my turn. Off to Lizardman turn 2. Alright, so we just finished Lizardman turn 2. No charges. He just moved his whole entire army up. Salamanders both marched forward. Those skinks, I forgot, they rallied this turn, so they fled last turn. In the magic phase, he did Awaken the Wood on my skeletons, killing a couple. Earthblood again on his Temple Guard. And he did Shield of Thorns on his Saurus, which I just let go. Because I wasn't planning on charging them anyway this turn. In the shooting phase, that Stegodon killed 2 Harpies. Those 12 skinks did 4 wounds to my Terrorgeist. Those little sons of bitches. And that one salamander in the front ate his skinks, and that other salamander ended up killing like 13 zombies. And then his Grudge Thrower failed to wound, and cannon killed a couple of Graveguard. He's rolled Snake Eyes again on his Grudge Thrower. Those Harpies, I believe, panicked this turn, but we forgot to do it until the end of the video. And so I believe they panic, and we'll check back in on that after Vampire Counts turn 2. Alright, so we just finished Vampire Counts turn 2. No charges. I just kind of moved up. Oh, sorry, I had some charges. My Spirit Host charged in at his Stegodon, and he fled. There's a bunch of charges in here on against his Salamanders. And my dogs charged in at some halflings. That halfling dude that was standing there. And then in the magic phase, I cast Spirit Leech on his Salamander. On his dude. We both rolled 1s, so nothing happened. Rest of Magic was a wash. I've been rolling like garbage in this game. And yeah, my crossbow guys killed 2 guys over there. In here, I just wiped out all the salamanders. And yeah, crossbow guys killed 4 Temple Guard, I believe. And that's the end of my turn. Not a very eventful turn, so off to Lizardman turn 3. Alright, so we just finished Lizardman turn 3. His charges were those Saurus into my Graveguard, his Temple Guard into my Skeletons, and no other charges. So in the shooting phase, let's see, we had those skinks do 4 wounds to my Terrorgeist, and that was about it. Oh, and the cannon hit my other Terrorgeist, wounding it on a 6 and doing 6 wounds and killing it. And the Grudge Thrower missed the other Terrorgeist, not hitting anything else. So in Magic, shot it down. In combat, he killed a crap ton of skeletons. So I only have 8 left there. And I killed a bunch of his Saurus. He only killed like 4 Graveguard. He fled. And I ended up having to overrun into the flank of his Temple Guard there, which is a really bad position for me because I can only I have so few attacks going in there. And so we're off to Vampire Counts turn 3. Alright, so we just finished Vampire Counts turn 3. My only charges were those Spirit Hosts, charged in at a Saurus so that they fled off the table. And that was about it. Oh, and those guys charged at some skinks and beat them all down. And my Spirit Host charged at those skinks and they fled. In the Magic phase, nothing happened again. Playing against Dwarves and Lizardmen is not very eventful Magic phases. So in combat, in Hero it was a draw. So I have 1 skeleton left holding up in the front, and then I have my Graveguard. And in shooting, I shot down that little hobbit that was beside him. So we're off to Lizardmen turn 4. Alright, so we just finished Lizardmen turn 4. No charges. Those guys did a swift reform to try and shoot that gap. And his Stegodon reformed. Rallied. Over here, nothing really happened. In the Magic phase, he got off all of his spells. He got off Shield of Thorns, Earth Blood. I did dispel the +4 toughness, but shooting saw that he blew up my Spirit Host, and in combat, the Shield of Thorns killed my skeleton over on this side, and then in combat, since I have so few attacks, I ended up winning, but it was just the fact that he's stubborn. On a 9 rerollable, those guys are going to be there for the rest of the game, and I can't actually kill them because he's not going to reform to me. So we're off to Vampire Counts turn 4. So just finished Vampire Counts turn 4. I had a very bad turn. I forgot that those were remains in play spells, and so when I had my crappy 3-dice Magic phase, I forgot to dispel any of those, and so nothing happened. I beat the skinks over there. I won combat in here, but again, he's stubborn and he's going to be there for the whole game. So we're off to Lizardmen turn 5. So just finished Lizardmen turn 5. Nothing really eventful happened, except for the Stegodon's making his way in. Those guys are trying to shoot that gap. But we actually measured that poorly, where they actually can't fit through there because of the distance. All those spells are still off on that unit. Combat went as I won again, but I can't really do anything. And yeah, so we're off to Vampire Counts turn 5. So we just finished Vampire Counts turn 5. The things that really happened here were my Vargheists up at the top charging the cannon, and nothing else really happened. My Spirit Host charged the dogs, he fled. Zombies are going after that halfling. And in the Magic phase, I rolled another 3 dice. Couldn't dispel anything because I can't roll more than a 3. So crossbows killed one dwarf in there. Combat was I won again, but nothing's really happening. Over there, I killed the cannon, overran into the Grudge Thrower. Yeah, that combat, they're still there. So we're off to Lizardmen turn 6. Alright, so we kind of ran out of time because they said dice down immediately. So over here we were just trying to finish it off as fast as we could so that he can get his Stegodon charge in. So the Stegodon's charged in, wiped out my Graveguard, and in that turn I did about 12 attacks with my Vargheists and ended up only doing 1 wound to his Grudge Thrower, and then stomped out another dude, so he stood fast there. And then we'll go over the points. Alright, so that's the end of game 2. None of the hobbits got off the table, and I ended up killing all of them but 2. So I killed 4 of the hobbits, and he ended up beating me. So again, I felt like I won the scenario, that I killed more hobbits than made it off the table, but I had to kill the one hobbit out of 6 that I didn't know which one it was, and he had to get that one off the table. So he ended up getting 12 points, and I got 7 on this game, which, again, I did my job. I kept none of the hobbits came close to getting off the table, and it ended up being I lost because I was playing the scenario of stopping him from getting off the table. Which, okay, I talked to the organizers about this specific one because it ended up biting some other people in the ass in game 5, like the final game. So again, that scenario wasn't really well rounded out. Yeah, it was fun, but in a tournament setting, I won. I mean, I stopped all the halflings from getting off, and I killed more than half of them without any shooting. I say that's pretty good. So, the final score was I got 7 points. My opponent got 12. He got his bonus objective. I couldn't get mine because I think I only cast 3 spells that entire game with 2 level 4s with the Black Parrot and the Sacrificial Dagger, only casting 3 spells. So that's how that game went, and let me know if you guys are enjoying the redubbing of this, or if you don't even mind if there is the background noise of the videos, because it is taking a lot longer to get these ones out. So, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll try and get Game 3 out as soon as I can.